Taxi vlog. Don't need these. 220. It is the 28th of August. The end of August already. It's hard to believe. It just went by so fast. How are things going? Another 2 weeks and I'm going on a vacation. I can't wait. I'm due. Aside from that, I'll just sort of coast through the night like I've been doing all week. Last Tuesday I did pretty good. I had didn't have an airport run, but I did well enough that I had enough money to take Cindy out for dinner and to put some in the bank towards the rent. Now, it's not just this month's rent that I'm worried about, it's the next month too, because I'll be taking 2 weeks off in September, and so that's 2 weeks in September when I won't be working and I won't be making any money. So it's important that I get... How's that? Is that okay? So that's what's happening there. My days off, I finished the negatives project, or the project where I took a bunch of images and made digital files out of them. So I got all these JPG files on, and it's done. Now I can concentrate on editing videos again, instead of just giving you these 1 or 2 clip wonders. Actually making videos, making motion pictures, movies. Well, I don't know. I don't want to come across as that pretentious. But, you know, little Feckwick Productions. Okay. So, that's what was with the days off. We didn't video those that dinner. It was a place that we had gone to before. It's Cindy's choice this coming week, so maybe we'll make a video of that to put on the Food Quick channel. Friday night I came out and it was not that busy. It was slow when I came out. There were a lot of gaps in between calls. In fact, there was one gap of about 40 minutes just after midnight, and it was disappointing, and the money wasn't piling up fast enough, and I just was having one of those nights. It's like, why bother? Why am I out here? What am I doing this for? You know. And then at one point, I guess it was after 3, I mean, it was almost 4 o'clock. I think it was 3:30 or something. And I got this fare that went out to the Western communities, and it was this Dutch guy who was slurring his words and lisping at the same time. And he was quite drunk, from what I could tell, and he was always excusing me for his bad English. And I said, look, I understand you. It's okay. You know, your English is not bad. I hear you. I understand. I know what you're saying. And, well, he was searching for words, and he said that he'd only been speaking English for 2 months, and please excuse me for not being good at English. And over and over again. I was getting sick and tired of him apologizing, you know? I said, really, it's okay. You don't have to excuse yourself for everything you say. And he kept on talking because he was drunk, and I just wished at some point that he would shut up. He was so busy talking that he forgot to show me where his house was. So I said, so what do we do now? We were at a stop sign, and he says, oh, you passed it. Great, that's information I needed to know. So I dropped him off, and immediately I got a call to go up to Bear Mountain near the Jack Nicklaus golf course and pick up these 3 guys. And they were going to 3 different places, 2 of them in Langford in the western communities, and the 3rd one was going up to the other side of Triangle Mountain. So that was good for another $45. And I thought, okay, my luck has changed now. Then I got a call near the casino, which is also out in that direction, and I picked up this girl. She was wearing these white shorts, and she had a nice little butt. And she got in and gave me an address in town. I said, okay. So I took her there, and I said, you sure that's the address? She said, yeah, that's the address. So we got there. And there was no one there. Basically, she said that her purse was gone and that her phone was gone, so she couldn't check the address because somebody else had her phone, and she couldn't contact anyone because the guy's phone number was on her phone, and somebody else had her phone, and somebody else had her wallet, and somebody else had her everything, basically. So she didn't even have keys to get in her house when she got there, and she was saying something about mile 0. So I had shut the meter off already when we got to our destination, and she said, well, he's supposed to be waiting out here. And she called somebody's name out the window a few times, and nobody answered, and nobody came out. And basically I did not get paid, and she says, well, this is my phone number, you know. So I called the phone number, and sure enough, it was her voice on the answering machine. But she didn't, basically I didn't pursue it. It's like, you know, you wasted my time, don't waste my time again. And it's one of these fucking guys with a squeegee and a bottle of water. I don't want you spraying my windshield. It's clean. I went through the car wash this morning. It's clean. So anyway, I wasted time trying to find someone that she knew, and we ended up going to mile 0, and I don't know why I drove around with the meter off and her in my car, but her story was just so fucked up that, you know, I still have her phone number and I could call her, but I don't want to be bothered. I know it's a $28 fare, but really I'm not a collector, okay? I don't like, you pay me, I drive you now, you pay me now. Other than that, I can't be bothered. I don't have time to go running all over town to collect money off of people who owe me. This is not my job. I know I'm losing out a little bit, but in the time that I go wasting to collect the money from these people who owe me, I'm losing out on other business, which will be about the same amount anyway if you sort of average it out. So what's the point of going around wasting fuel and time and energy just to collect money from people who might not even have it? Not worth it. I take you now, you pay me now. That's the end of that. I was stupid enough to take her, and stupid enough to not get paid on the spot because she had no money on her. My fault. Too bad. The Saturday seemed to be a repetition of the Friday, and there were gaps in between calls, and it wasn't that good, and it just wasn't happening as well. But then, you know, somehow after 2, I got somewhat busy and ended up being all right. I ended up having a fare to the airport and a couple of fares after that, and you know, it worked out okay. It wasn't a bad night on Saturday. I made some money, and now I can take Cindy out to dinner, and I can get groceries, you know, on our days off tomorrow. And so I'm back here. Sunday night was quite slow. Nothing spectacular happened the whole time. I just sort of muddled through and, you know, went home with a bit. But it was a long night. It was a long, slow night, so I got to watch a lot of YouTube videos and try to get caught up. And that was my Sunday night. Monday night, Monday night was even slower than Sunday, and it kind of dragged on, and I watched videos, and I fell asleep at about 2, and around 3 o'clock I got this call to go to Denny's. Now, I hate Denny's because Denny's, we just went past there actually. Denny's, the people disappear before you get there because there's often a cab parked in front of Denny's, especially Friday and Saturday nights after the bar rush. There's always going to be cabs in front of Denny's because everybody goes, or a lot of people go to Denny's after they've been out all night just to have that midnight or 2 in the morning snack. So I pull up in front of Denny's, and there's no other cab there, and there's nobody there, and the call's 2 minutes old, so it's got to be. And I see one guy sitting at the, the counter where they have those stools in the front of Denny's, and the guy's sitting there, and he's chatting up the waitress, and then he kind of turns his head and he sees my cab, and he goes, oh, he does one of these takes, where now he's got to hurry up and get out there to get his cab. So he came out and he got in the cab and he said, I'm going to Brentwood Bay. Beautiful. $40 fare. I ended up getting like $45 for it. Beautiful. At 3 in the morning when there's no business, And so I got back into town and I parked again, and I was watching a really long video. And I fell asleep while watching that really long video. And so I was asleep again, and at about 4:30 this thing went tick 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 tick, and I should book on, eh? There we are. So it woke me up when it went tick tick, just like it did now. And there was a time call for 4:45. And okay, I went to get it. And sure enough, it was another airport run. $55 on the meter. They gave me, actually $52 on the meter, they gave me $60. So that was great. That was just wonderful. And I got back into town just in time to grab one more fare. The guy who usually calls from not too far away, and who goes to the donut shop before going to work at the gas station where he works. And that was it for last night, the Monday night, which ended up being pretty good. Sunday night and Monday night all together, I was able to put some more money in the bank so that I'll be able to pay my chiropractor or pay my harmonized sales tax or something. Either way, no matter how much money I make or how little money I make, it's all gone at the end of the month, and it's lining somebody else's pockets, and I got nothing to show for being out here all night. It's like I'm on a treadmill and I want to stop walking. But I guess maybe I'm just feeling that way because it's time for vacation. 2 more weeks to work. I cannot wait. Anyway, I hope yours is better than mine. I'm going to try and endure this night. Watch some videos. Do a few fares. Maybe make a profit even. Bye.